don't know what's their problem. That's their problem. Why? 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 Okay, I'm just being a fool right now. It's just, hey, Legato. Hey, Legato. How are ya?
Okay.
Hello, I've been entertaining Legato.
Oh no.
He's gonna boo us.
Yeah, he's gonna boo us.
Boo!
Every slight mistake that he misinterprets is going to be he's gonna just scream at me.
I'm gonna say all the wrong shit.
Yep.
All of
I'm
it.
like that buyout by Nintendo buying EA is just amazing. I
I
can't
love it
wait.
when Activision came out back in 2010.
Activision Activision the video game. Yeah, they that company started in like 1996, right? I
No,
don't
I
think
thought
they
it was
make any games.
1905.
They didn't make any games before that.
Oh, my bad.
Uh, oh, you can hear the music.
I can. I like that
Slurpity slurp slurp.
slurp.
Welcome to the next episode of VGXL. My name is Daniel, aka Games. Joining me again today is the beautiful Fefer from the channel Fefer. And today we're going to be discussing a little bit more on the Activision and the Microsoft Activision buyout, as well as talk about the games that Fefer played for the BAE. BAE.
The Bay. I like calling it that. I don't think they're really calling it that, but I
know.
like it. They should be using that more like that. The Bay.
Right? What does BAE stand for anyway?
The big adventure event.
Big adventure event. What is that?
So it's an event about all these indie games that are about adventures and stuff. And it's funny because if you go, it's HitSense is an indie publisher that's organized it. So on their website they said, they're like, oh, do we have a hashtag? Like, yeah, we do. It just kind of happened because we started saying the BAE, and it just kind of happened. So I thought that was really cute.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, just
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I think this is their third year setting this all up.
Mhm.
So this is my first year actually, I guess, paying attention on it a bit more and just kind of partaking of it.
Right. Okay. That's
hmm
awesome.
hmm
Yeah, I saw you playing some of those games. You looked like you were having like a really good time.
I had a blast. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, so crazy week. Like we discussed in the previous podcast, Microsoft bought out Activision, and Ezra and Marvin had joined us, and you're a little bit quiet, so I wanted to kind of discuss and get your thoughts a little bit more because I know that we kind of hogged that conversation. But
Yes.
what were some of your thoughts on the whole situation? I hit you up right away about it and stuff like that. What were your thoughts on this whole thing happening?
I mean, obviously, it's a huge deal with all the games that are really coming in, and Microsoft is freaking taking over all of it. It's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Who knows what the hell's gonna happen with all these games now? It's all fighting with, oh, exclusivity, and oh my God, Sony's got to do something, and all that. So it's a whole bunch of video game business gossip. It feels like at this point.
It's great. It's what I live for. It's what I live for. This is
I
this is the
know.
greatest
You
day
you've been
since yeah.
you've been so happy all week. You're like, ooh, let's look at this.
No, for
Let's look
real.
at the
This is
numbers.
this is literally this is literally what I live for. And seeing that, like Ezra said, he's a sports guy, so it's like a big trade or something like that. And this is
Exactly.
huge business. So it's definitely yeah. My juices were flowing a lot this week when it came to just stuff to
Yes.
discuss because I love talking about these things.
Exactly.
So it
Exactly.
was a lot.
I'm more of a little peasant that I like playing the games. I like enjoying the games. So that's why I'm like, I'm just hoping for the Guitar Hero. They did mention it. They
Yeah.
did mention it a few days ago and whatnot about possibly doing it, and hopefully they can bring another one and
Yeah.
whatnot, and it's in
Yesterday,
the
as a matter of
talks.
fact.
So
Yeah.
it was yesterday, okay, and so I just got my fingers crossed. Let's go.
Exactly. Like, no, I'm definitely. I know things. People said, oh, the free one is available, but I'm like, it would be kind. First of all, they can now throw that all on Game Pass, so now you don't have to worry about purchasing if you own an Xbox. Obviously, if you own a
Mhm.
PC, you don't have to worry about purchasing if
Mhm.
you're a member of Game Pass. So I think that's gonna be one of the cost of entry is gonna be low. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All you
Exactly.
gotta do is buy a guitar, which I'm sure you can. Hopefully, I'd like to think you connect an old one. If you still have your old Xbox 360, that'd be awesome if that still worked.
Oh
Wired
yeah,
or
we still have some.
if that worked, even wired would be amazing.
Mhm.
Whatever. And then if they could work out selling some just the guitar by itself at a decent price, I think people would get back into it. You
I
know,
think so too.
and and so we'll see what happens. And yeah, and so the biggest talk this week was Call of Duty, right? So Phil Spencer
Mhm.
mentions, oh, he got yeah, we got on the phone, just got off the phone with Sony, and we had a great talk, and we discussed their keeping certain games cross platform, as well as their how do you say, he said his desire to keep
Mhm.
Call of Duty on PlayStation, which to me that's corporate speak for if Sony plays ball the way we want them to play ball, we'll try to keep Call of Duty on the PlayStation. But to
Exactly.
me it's just contractual obligation. So I haven't looked at any hard numbers, like any reporting that had hard numbers on it. All I saw was people speculating it's about probably 2024, because what PlayStation was big around. I mean, 4 came out what, 2014, I think it was, or end of late 2013 or late 2014. I can't remember. And I think it was late 2013 it came out. But either way, if they had a
Mhm.
10-year deal, which I could see happening, it would make sense if it was 2023 or 2024 if they had a 10-year deal. And it's true, it is a lot of Call of Duty. You can have every legacy game now on Game Pass. All the old games, that've already been out, can all come to Game Pass now. And
Mhm.
and now every single game moving forward. And a lot, I mean, it makes sense for Sony to want to kind of play ball. I mean, that's 200. I think it just came out. It's $260 million they tend to lose if it's removed completely from uh if they move completely from PlayStation. I mean, excuse me, to Game Pass. If Call of Duty moves completely off of PlayStation, Sony will lose about $260 million a year, give or take, and that's a lot of money. So we'll see.
Mhm.
You know, and you're right. You're right, Legato. Like $270 billion is a lot of money to be like, let's be nice to each other. They want that money back.
Of
um
course.
and they're gonna want, and I the only thing, like, I know consolidation sucks, and it's scary, and now the market's just kind of a little bit smaller because of Microsoft, and who knows what other buyouts are going to be coming down the line with Tencent gobbling things up, Google in the mix, Amazon in the mix. um
Mhm. Mhm.
Microsoft's making it seem like those are the bad guys and they're somehow the good guys. The only thing I see good at all is that, yes, they can bring legacy titles that we haven't seen. I mean, Spencer apparently was excited about Hexen, an old FPS Magic game, and as well as a few other, like you said, Guitar Hero, that was really cool. And it's
Mhm.
like, again, I'd like to see that. It's just like I was telling you, my fear is that the management's just not going to be there, and as much as they want to make it seem like they care, I just look at Halo. I just look at Halo as like an example. Now, again, I don't think, I'm just speculating here. I don't think 100% like, oh, they're gonna fuck it up. I just hope they do better than they did with the handling of Halo. It feels like they left three for
Mhm.
three to their own devices, and they didn't handle it well. Then they got delayed for a year, and then look at what we have. We have like a bare bones multiplayer and according to other, I haven't barely started, but a No Cave campaign. Some people say it's the greatest campaign that's ever launched. Others say it's mid, but it should have been. I feel like it should have been more or less. They should have strived to make it great. Fine, forget about the campaign, multiplayer. The way they handle the microtransaction situation just,
Oh
to
yeah.
me, ruins everything. It's like you made a
Mhm.
very slow battle pass system. Fine, whatever. It's a long first season. but then you made a very expensive store, which I'm like, come on, this should have been like your your foot back in the door, like, hey, here's Halo, we're back, and yes, have the store if you need to have it, but I feel like the battle pass should have been like better, much better, free in my opinion, for the
Mhm.
just for the first one, make the first one free,
Mhm.
let people grind for the stuff, and and then when you work out the kinks, that's why I feel like season 2 is when it really starts. I feel like this is an extended beta season, and that's why it's so bare bones. But whatever, that again, that's just me speculating. But I just feel like I just feel like they could have done better. And that's what worries me. Like, are they gonna, will Activision be able to do better now because Microsoft's in charge, or is it gonna be things be handled well? That there's gonna be a lot. There's a lot of questions that are not gonna be answered for a long time. So I just,
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
hopeful that they do right, and this does force Sony's hand to be a little bit more competitive. It forces Sony to go back to the drawing board a little bit. You're not going to be, you're still going to be on top. I don't think that's going to take away from Sony, but now their gap is closed, a lot closer than it was before. And I just hope that we see good shit from this, like good games. Sony coming out with something. There's opportunities for new partnerships. EA still there. Other companies are still there. They need talent. They need to keep pumping out those games, and let's see what kind of strategy they come up. But that's what I'm excited for, to see what kind of strategy Sony now has to alter because of this. You know.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, we do have to do a big old wait and see right now, and to see which way it's gonna go. Are they all just gonna be jerks and take off everything off of PlayStation in the long run? Maybe. We at this point we don't know, but I agree that with Halo they should have done better. Even if they wanted to still get money off of the battle pass and put like a discounted rate and be like, we're discounting at this time. So wait till season 2 and then it'll be full price or whatever. I don't know. Introductory
Exactly.
prices, you got to give them the first one's free.
And the only reason I say is because Halo hasn't been the juggernaut that it used to be back in the 2010s, mid to early
Exactly.
2000s. It's like Halo 4 was the last one that was that was decent. 5 was not good to a lot of people. I never really played it. The multiplayer I heard was all right on that one. And then you have this one, and it's just like this should have been the grand return, not only of Master
Mhm.
Chief, but of awesome multiplayer, which it is. Like, don't get me wrong, the multiplayer is fantastic in my opinion. I had a
Very
great
fun.
time playing it. Like, even you got back into it and was
Yeah, I
enjoying
did.
yourself. The our son got into it, and he's part of the Gen Z crowd. And
Mhm.
seeing him play, what an old school game, and I told him, like, this before your Fortnite, this is what we played back in the day.
This
You
was our
know,
Fortnite
exactly, it
without the
was.
emotes and stuff.
Exactly, because there's all the jumping and the way you did things and the
Yes.
it did remind me of like this is the precursor to what Fortnite is today,
Yeah.
and things like that. So it's like the game is great. It's just I just feel like the strategy around it, the monetization around it, it's like they dropped the ball there. Now, the good
Mhm.
thing is, to counter to that as well, is that Activision's been in the game for a long time. You're gonna have a lot of talent and management that understands all of this, and will hopefully, you're not gonna get a. I would think that the monetization is going to remain similar. It's not. I don't think it's going to get any consumer friendly, but at least I don't think they'll shit the bed, as bad as they did with 343. Maybe they'll learn something from Activision, so that they can monetize Halo better. They can monetize things better, and I'd like to see that.
That's
Uh,
true. Hopefully they can learn from it and just kind of work it out a little smoother
hmm
instead of here's a $10 price for cat ears kind of stuff and then it's like, okay, wait, we got to take it back.
exactly.
Mhm.
But Canadian saying, didn't they say they were pulling it from PlayStation? No, they didn't. They didn't say they were officially pulling it. It's speculation right now. So Spencer said that they have a desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Now, whether that means just Warzone, whether that means the mainline series, whether that means that just the marketing deal will obviously be only on Xbox, and they'll get maybe one or two features missing, like Sony's did this whole generation, which I really didn't. I really didn't care for that. To be honest, I really don't like the idea of keeping game modes, uh, uh, you know, on one system, exclusive to one system. No matter how simple the game mode might be, I know that the zombie mode was just the 2-player zombie mode, and all it was a bare, kind of like bare bones. Like you're just on a general multiplayer level, and that's being reused as a zombie level, and granted it was simple, but it was still a fun mode that was missing from PC, which is where I primarily play, and then people who play on Xbox, and that sucks. I like, it's like I do sometimes. I like to buy on a game on PC because I know I'm gonna play it there, and I'll buy it again for the kids and you on PlayStation,
Mhm.
since we can do game sharing there. I'll buy two copies and or whatever, and it's like I had to lose out on that, or I don't play on controller, so it's like
Mhm.
thanks a lot, Sony, for screwing that out. Even though I have your system and I can play it there, you still ruined it from my experience in my own house. So it's like
Mhm.
that's the thing that I don't like. And I'm not saying Xbox is not gonna do it. They're probably gonna do the same shit. It's just but now I play on PC, so it won't affect me on PC as much. But
Mhm. Exactly.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, if my official stance is you're gonna Call of Duties are on a 3-year cycle. So that means that the one that's already, the one that's coming out this year, whatever that's going to be called, has already been in the works for the last couple of years, and is definitely going to come out on PlayStation. Next year's is already, it's in its second year, you could say, or it's hitting its third year right now, or whatever. And that's probably going to come out on PlayStation. There's a chance that now the third studio is going to be working on the next one for 2025, right? So 3 years from now. So I would
Mhm.
say that's my assumption, that the studios are already working on Call of Duty today. If it's, I'm sure it's all three of them are working on whatever version's going to come out in the next 3 year, and I feel like that'll be what comes out on PlayStation. And then I'll be surprised if they go past that. I really don't see it going past that, and things like that. I mean, you're right. I know there's other options because Call of Duty Mobile is very fun and I do enjoy that. But again, we have to think about the casuals. That's who spends the money, are the casuals.
Mhm.
You know how many friends I have who are not gamers. Advocat, who used to be on here, his brother plays Call of Duty a lot, and he plays on PlayStation. And I've seen him every other day. He's not a gamer
That's
other than
true.
Call of Duty and 2K.
I was
So
gonna say in 2K, yeah.
yeah, so you have your sports Call of Duty crowd, and they all play on PlayStation. I mean, a lot of the people that I know will
A
play on
lot.
PlayStation. You know what I mean? And not that there's not a lot on Xbox. I'm just saying that's probably what makes it, the bulk of it is a lot of casuals who like to play that. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know. I'm like, since so many are already gonna come, I just don't see this generation ending. That's the other side of it. Like maybe it just won't end this generation, but come PS6 or whatever iteration, that could be where that's it. Now we're not,
Mhm.
Call of Duty will no
Mhm.
longer won't be coming to that. And I kind of hope this forces Sony to. Everyone wants Sony to make their own thing. I don't think that's gonna happen, but hey, it's possible. I'm like, hey,
It is
Sony,
possible,
hit
maybe
up
not right
EA,
away.
help EA fund the Titanfall 3 shit. Make a marketing deal for that Titanfall 3. People want that shit. That would be fire.
People love Titanfall, yes.
Have an Apex Titanfall 3 marketing deal. Yeah, it could be on, it may still be on Xbox, but hey, if you can get the marketing deal for PlayStation, that might make up for some of that. So we'll
Oh,
see what
yeah.
happens. But
Mhm.
yeah, again, it's fun to speculate. Anything could happen, and you never know. Maybe that'll be the one thing that stays on PlayStation, like Minecraft, and everything else won't. But I think Minecraft was Minecraft already on PlayStation when they got bought out. I don't know.
I wanna say it was.
I think that's why it stayed, just like Warzone will stay. You're not gonna take that. That would be crazy to take something that already existed away from people who have spent money on it. So that's why I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Yeah, exactly. So it was already multiplayer before the Microsoft buyout. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I don't. I think people mention Minecraft, but I'm like, it wasn't like they bought Minecraft and then it came to PlayStation. I think it was already on PlayStation.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was nice to
I
them
feel
is
like
when
it's
they
been on there
turned
for a
on
while.
multiplat. That Sony let them turn on multiplat.
Finally. For how long?
I know that was pretty annoying. That was definitely
Mhm.
annoying. Um. So yeah, trying to think. Was there anything else on this that we were gonna discuss? Oh, I mean, besides, I guess Guitar Hero would be like one of the only things you really care about from their lineup, right?
I mean, mainly, yeah. I love my rhythm games, my music stuff.
You know,
I
I
mean,
think was it Tatsunoko? What's that called?
oh, no taiko. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's coming out on Game Pass. That just came out on Game Pass.
Oh, did it?
I'm pretty sure it did,
Oh,
unless I'm
so
making that
you're
up.
telling me we need to confirm this because if you're telling me that I can connect the one that I bought for Switch and just connect it to my computer and play it on Game Pass.
I don't know if it's on PC. Maybe it's on the Xbox, but it doesn't matter. We have the Xbox, right?
Oh, either way, it's USB. That's good. That's good.
I forgot now.
Ooh.
Oh man, I don't know why I say anything. I'm gonna make tons of noise like tick 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 tick
Sorry, you're gonna have to sleep on the sofa.
tick.
I mean, we got a comfy sofa at least, right?
Oh yeah. Um.
It's gonna be when I got a Donkey Konga years ago at my mom's.
Oh my
Felt
god.
like I was making all the noise. Tut, tut, tut.
Holy shit.
Oh man.
Um. So yeah. So. Oh yeah. Thank you for that, Legato. So yeah, the metaverse thing.
Oh, metaverse. Yes,
Yeah,
that's what it
that's
was.
definitely something that they I know that they mentioned, and I'm like, so that's gonna be interesting because I'm like, that's what nobody's really talking about. The fact that metaverse is really what they're saying gaming is gonna lead into the metaverse, but people don't know. Doesn't that mean NFTs? The thing that people hate so much. So it's like I feel
Yep.
like they're gonna go NFT, and if you're doing Skylanders, then exactly, then that would be NFT. That it would make sense to do a Skylanders NFT. I would
Mm-hmm.
love to see a giant RPG though. That's what I want to see. An NFT RPG, you know what I'm saying? Like you get the Sword of Light and it's like I feel like earning an NFT in a game is the interesting thing for me. I don't care about purchasing, you know, yeah, maybe you can buy a cool skin, but I feel like if you could play a game that's well done, you can get, you know, that's multiplayer whatever and you get an item and that item is an NFT and you can transfer, that to me would be amazing. Like I don't, you know,
That'd
spend
be
like,
interesting.
you know what I'm saying? Like imagine like
I
going
get it.
and you go on a grand adventure and there's you know, there's side mission quests or whatever, and you know, and you can only get one of a kind, you know, of certain things. That would be pretty wild.
That's
But
kind of cool, like a personalized adventure in that sense.
yeah, exactly. Or
With just
just
like personalized items in that sense, not necessarily the whole story and whatnot, but
right,
that would be
like
something,
items
yeah.
you can go search for or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you know, or like it's really hard to get or only few spawn at a certain time. I mean that exists in like you know any any
Oh, that's true.
the Steam
That's true.
cards,
Steam cards.
yeah.
True.
That's what I'm saying. That's why people are like are upset because they're like that exists already with you know you can do that without it being NFT, but like I said, like something in the game that's usable in the game. Um, but yeah. So I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting next few years. It's gonna just give me the games, man. Just I want to see some games come out. That's really all I
Hell,
want to
yes.
see. Just give me some
Exactly.
some amazing video games. But
Yes.
speaking of amazing video games, so yeah, the what's it called again?
The big adventure event
The big adventure event.
now live on Steam. Yes. Sorry, I'm excited.
so tell me how'd you end up even um like being a part of this?
So I saw I follow a lot of indie devs and other like indie content creators and stuff like that on Twitter. And then I saw one of them. I think it was somewhere between someone and some sort of somebody that deals with Akupara probably
Mm-hmm.
because that's how I see a lot of their stuff. And there was something to sign up for like content creators to stream stuff for the event. So I just threw my email on there and I got a bunch of emails from all these devs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then I don't stream all too much over the weekend. So it's an event from it started yesterday the 20th to the 24th.
Right.
And so I got in what I could. I had a morning stream today, and then I had a stream last night. And I'm actually going to be playing some more of these demos throughout the weekend. Cause
What were some of the games you played on stream?
so one of them was called Prim. I actually played that this morning. Your Death's Daughter, and you're just trying to get into trouble. Not necessarily get into trouble, but your Death's Daughter, you're in trouble. The whole demo was pretty much you're trying to get out of your room because you just got grounded by your dad, who's the Grim Reaper. And it's a point and click adventure. It looks very Tim Burton esque because it's got the black and white animation. It's all just black and white. And it's
Right.
really cool. You have to do it's a puzzle game. So it's really cool. It's really cool.
Nice.
I thought it was a fun short demo. And a lot of these demos have been really short and fun and I was mentioning this earlier too. I was just not paying attention as much when I was younger, but I feel like demos used to be longer. A lot of these are pretty short, maybe like 20, 30 minutes long.
That's pretty long
So,
for a demo, I gotta say. Nah, they were pretty short back in the day. That's all we played. I played a lot of demos because I would get like PlayStation Magazine, and I'd always get like these demo discs, the PlayStation Underground demo discs, and a lot of times you got like a level or like 5 minutes or something. Like it really depends on the game. I mean, if it's a
mhm,
huge game,
mhm,
sometimes you get some nice moments with it, but 20-30 minutes is that's pretty average. I would say that's pretty average
yeah, yeah. It's been a
timing.
while since I really played a demo. Honestly, I like
Mm-hmm.
to when I play the game, I like to just get the game and play the game.
I hear
Not
that.
because then I don't want to I like spoil too much in the demo. Sometimes they put too much and all that, and I don't
I
want
know
to.
what you mean. I'm not crazy about demos for that reason, especially if it's games that I know I'm gonna play. I'm definitely getting because it's from a reputable company
Exactly.
or I know a lot about it. I'd rather not see anything on it or play any part of it because then it's like, unless it's like a multiplayer game that's meant to come back, then obviously I'll play a beta or something like that. But
Exactly. Exactly.
but yeah,
Like
nah.
it's easier to do that with like a multiplayer kind of thing. Like if you want to play the Halo multiplayer and then that's something that you're it's repetitive in that sense, but like a story game and you're already going to learn part of the story and it's you have to wait another year or so because this is indie games that usually like a lot of them have are smaller teams and might take a little longer and they're still in progress and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Well.
mean, it does hype you. Just like I was playing, I was also aside from that Prim game, um, I also played one called Beacon Pines,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's the
I
one you
can't wait for
enjoyed.
that game now.
Yeah.
It was so good. That story really had me caught up in it. I want it now. I'm not sure why I didn't play that sooner because I know that demo's been around since around October, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know. I just kind of ignored it. But I was
Right.
really happy to play it. They did reach out to me,
What's that game
Tim from
about?
Hiding Spot. So that one, you're in a small town, and you go with your best friend to. There's some shady stuff that starts happening, and that's you go to an abandoned building with your friend, and you see weird stuff. Then you go back home the next day. You find out your friend is missing.
Ooh.
Wow. He never made it home. But as you're playing the game, you find different little charms that change the stories. You're writing the story as you're playing the game. And there's different little turning points that you use these charms that you find because you go discovering stuff. And it changes the story. So one of
Mm.
them you're trying to get away from a sister who's going to get your friend in trouble and I only had a chill charm. So it's like, oh, you can only be chill. And you were just chilling, then you got caught, and then your friend had to go home by themselves. And then they were obviously safe in that story part, that turn of the story. But then when you replayed it again, because you had like a dead end ending later on, um, then you got a shit charm. And then you acted like a little shit and you're just like, let's go. And you just run away from the sister. And that's when you get to see the mysterious stuff happen. So
I see.
it's a constant change. It gives you a replay value. You kind of rewind it back just so you can rewrite the story as you're writing it. It's really
Oh.
cool. Yeah, I think if you should, everybody should definitely check it out. But yeah, a lot of these games in the big adventure event are story games. They could be, uh, they have different kind of topics. You want to do detective stuff. You want sci-fi stuff. You want a good laugh. There's also I also played Do Not Play This Game or Do
Mm-hmm.
Not Buy This Game.
Do not
Do
buy
Not
this
Buy
game.
This Game.
Yeah.
And that one is just such a trolly kind of game. It's like, "Hey, you, what are you doing here? Like, don't play this game. It's not ready for you. No, I need to get you out of here. Come on, please get out of here. Here, you know what I'm gonna do?" And then he starts to just try to put all these obstacles in front of you to avoid you from playing the game. And that demo was like 15 minutes long, but it's so good because the voice acting was really done well, and he it was just so silly. It was just really silly. I like a silly game.
Mm-hmm.
And have you haven't checked anything out on there, have you, games?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, okay. And of course, our friends at Akupada do have a few games on there, like um, what's it called? Oh my God, they have a lot of games on there, and I'm drawing a blank now. They have Dark Side Detective,
Mm-hmm.
Behind the Frame, stuff that I have played before, and stuff I haven't played before. So those are a few of them to name a few.
That's cool.
Um, there's also the other one that I played was called Outcore,
Right.
and then you have this little like a princess or a little waifu, cute little animated girl just kind of escapes and just kind of drops into your desktop, and
Right.
you have
Right.
to help kind of figure out how to get her back home. And then it uses actual files on your desktop for you to do puzzles with, and then you have to draw, like I had to draw a little star because the key was in a star shape, and it was really cool. It was very interactive, very cute.
They're stealing your data.
Right? That's what it feels like. And it was so funny because it's like, "Oh my God, look at that file. Are you a pervert? I heard about you perverts. You're the ones who get those body pillows and you say it's to sleep better."
Wait, was it on my computer?
Oh no, 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 no. Imagine. Like, wait,
You want me to try
what
these
is that?
games?
But yeah, that was a really cool one too. And then I know that one's coming out later this year, Outcore. And the dev actually watched my VOD, and they they see the like the kinks in their own game.
Right.
So it's kind of cool because as I'm showing off the game to everybody, it helps them get the feedback, and they see where people have any sort of difficulties. Like the platforming on there was a little tough because you had to do a double jump, and it was a little weird, and honestly, I'm not a person who plays on mouse and keyboard often. I'm more of a controller player.
Casual.
Controllers. And so I found it a little difficult at times, and then they noticed that, and they sent that in an email to me like, "Oh, we got to work on that." And like, "Oh, thanks though," you
Yeah,
know?
that's cool. That you know
So
what that
that's
reminds
awesome.
me of? That the guy, remember the donut game? What was the name of that one? Where
Oh, yeah, yeah, cranked up.
yeah, cranked up where he had to he made changes based on, I think the same thing, right? Based on some of
Yeah.
the way you were playing.
Yep,
And
exactly.
that's really cool. Like I have to say, like when we first started streaming, it was just for fun, and I thought you're supposed to be good at video games. I never thought that you'd be like rubbing elbows with develop game developers, even though yes they're indie or whatnot, but still it's cool to people who are like relying on you for a little bit of help and things like that. And that kind of
Exactly.
you never know, you might talk to somebody who started on this little game and could be working on freaking, Call of Duty in a few years,
Exactly. You don't know
or
where they're going to
a,
be
a, a,
sometime soon.
exactly, like then a giant sequel to, like, the end Days Gone finally comes back, and it's like, oh yeah, and they put, and then you'll be in there like doing mocap.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh
Shoot.
man, I know. Yeah, see, Canadians say you're gonna be doing duos in Fortnite with Elon Musk.
Oh man, let's go Tesla.
I know. Elon Tesla. Oh
Elon
man.
Tesla, that's his name.
No, but that's really cool. Like hearing you play it because like we did that kind of. That was like when we did what was that called? Catapult. What was
Oh
it
yeah,
used to
Indie
be called?
Boost.
Indie Boost. Yeah, like
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
Indie Boost was really cool. They really had to check your streams and your numbers, and it was cool getting into that, knowing that we were like
Exactly.
playing games directly to developers, and there was some of them were like popular games. A lot of them were indie, but still, it's an art form, and it takes a lot of work. I know it takes a lot of work to be an indie to be a game developer in general. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, and
yeah,
then a lot of these games that are in here, like it's like I said, they're small teams, or like let's say Space Boat. That's another one that I played from Recombobulator Games. I just like saying Recombobulator. It's one person working on it,
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So you hear all the characters in there, and you hear it's just the one person just doing a different voice, you know. But it's like I'm not gonna shit on it because of that. Like it's a work in progress.
hmm
Um Obviously some of the gameplay for that game, I mean, I think it could be a little better in the sense like um I mean, I honestly what some of the reading I didn't pay too uh, much attention to some of the reading because then it just I don't know, it's kind of I guess the dialogue kind of dragged on at times.
Right.
But it's got potential. And I think it's the gameplay was cool because then you get to this one part that you see this other cat that's you because you're trying to solve a mystery as well in that game,
Right.
and you're finding this one gem, this special gem, and then you see a cat that's you but holding the gem, so it's like a cat from the future, but like they're evil, and you're trying to track them down, and you have to chase them down through some vents and stuff like that. But it's
Cat
got a
to the
lot of
future.
humor in it. What happened?
Cat to the future.
Cat to the future.
Sorry. Go on.
No, that's good. That's good. But that was really it. It's you just have to do the solve the puzzles, figure out how to get a boarding pass and all that stuff. And I mean they did have somebody there to help you with the hint just in case you got a little stuck at it. And I'll admit I did use the hint because again, at some point it did drag on in the dialogue, so I just like
Right.
lost track of it and I'm like, "Okay, I'll take the hint now." But
I feel that.
all
Yeah.
in all, it was still fun. It was definitely still fun.
Yeah, it reminds me of that I can't even think of the name anymore, but that one game with the you're what is it?
Oh,
A dwarf?
like the gnome Viking. Yeah, the
Yeah, like
dwarf.
the
The
dwarves
dwarf.
or whatever, and it's like you have to make copper, and I know that it takes what is it tin and bronze, or to make bronze you need copper and tin, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like, but they didn't tell you the temperature, it didn't tell you how many pieces you need. I couldn't find the book that it supposedly told you this in, and I had to reach out to the developer to be like, how do I do this? They're like, oh yeah, and then when you look in the forum on Steam, it was like everybody had that issue. I'm like, yeah,
Exactly.
that's not very good
Exactly.
design. You need to, it's like, and it was a fun little game. I was enjoying myself, and it was just a vertical slice too. It wasn't even like the real game. It was just a vertical slice of the game. So it was just like that was through and through a demo. You know what I mean? Of something
Mm-hmm.
that's not even really gonna be in the final product. Like, it was just like
Mm-hmm.
the game. It was just meant to show off the gameplay, more or less what it's gonna be, and things that and that's cool. It's fun to do things like that though, seeing games in progress and stuff like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Like the other one that I played today was Sonority. And that one caught my attention because again, I love musical games. It was a musical adventure and you're pretty much looking for your friend is sick. Um and it's a musical puzzle adventure. So you're going and you're going to this one area that you're looking for the teachers so you can learn all of the notes
Mm-hmm.
for I guess a healing song,
Right.
and you have to go through these puzzles and all that, and then you start learning notes along the way. You start off with the C note, and then later on you do a little puzzle, and then you learn the D note, and then you eventually for the demo you learn C, D, E, F, and you're doing the puzzles, and then with those notes it's a little weird because they don't explain to you like, okay, so you're going to use this note and that note to raise stuff or lower stuff or twist stuff. You just kind of have to figure it out.
Right.
So that could be improved on, but I think it's got potential. I may be a little biased because I like music games.
No, absolutely. That's
But I
fine.
really
Yeah.
liked it. I liked the running around. It looked really cute. It looked really pretty. Um and the puzzles were, I mean, the visuals at one point, one of the puzzles just kind of twisted on its own, and I didn't get to unlock it. And it was just weird because it with playing the notes, it would start unlocking and each of the different things would twist.
Right.
But then since it was already open, even though it wasn't open, it was really confusing. So I never got to open it, and I just kind of forgot about that because I just didn't want to bother with it anymore. But
Hey, not every game is gonna be
I
perfect, especially these works
that
in
one
progress. Yeah.
exactly. It's a work in progress. I've got it wish listed, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Um, so that's really all that matters to me.
Absolutely. Was that it? Was that everything that you played?
Let me see. Let me see. Did not buy this game. I think so.
Okay. And then you said there's a few more over the weekend you probably get to before. So if anything, maybe we'll bring that up later, or you could talk about that on your next stream. Be looking forward to
Yeah,
that. Um,
exactly. Yeah, because I tried playing. What did I try playing today? I tried playing something about body parts. Body parts, please, I think.
hey.
And that one's like a body part simulator kind of game. I honestly fell asleep during it because I was just kind of really tired. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it another go over the weekend.
Okay. No, that's gonna be cool. Um, well, yeah, but that's awesome. So, I mean, if you're listening to this on the recording, definitely check out Fefer at Fefer dot I mean Twitch.tv/Fefer. Catch all those awesome games. I know people always commenting they like to see the little quirky games that you play. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's
Uh,
true. Yes.
I,
We love quirky games.
I
We
know
love silly games. We love
it's
everything.
funny 'cause that's how I started off too. Because I mean, I haven't. That's all I used to do back in 2019 when we were really taking off with the streaming. It was,
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
jumping into a lot of these old games or retro style games, and I definitely got to get back into that. There's just so much right now. Like I've just been trying to keep up with news and opinions on more mainstream stuff. But I'm like, right now, my goal is to finish games that I'm playing. And right now, I'm in
Mhm.
the, I finished Days Gone. Like I have a PlayStation. Everyone's always raving about first party titles, and I'm like, I want to. I think it's only right to try to finish all the AAA first party games from Sony to see what they're about. I do have to revisit some stuff from Nintendo and stuff from the couple of games that are on Xbox that I have yet to touch. So that's what I'm definitely going to be working on uh moving forward. Um what was that called? Horizon I've been trying to finish because that's about to come
Yes.
out. I don't know what it is about that game. It's like I play it and I enjoy it. I play it and I just don't care. It's like I'm so back and forth on that game. I don't know what
I
it
have to get
is.
back into it myself.
It's like I don't know. Everyone says Days Gone wasn't that great. I'm like, I found my time with Days Gone so much more enjoyable than I am with Horizon. It's just like I don't know if it's just the whole Sony open world template of, you know, ride a some kind of mount, whether it's a horse, a motorcycle, or a metal horse, and
Mhm.
um and then it's, clear a camp, find the person, talk to them, go to the next camp, collect resources. It's just like over, and the story is actually interesting. I don't know how I feel about the world because it's just like I think what's interesting and what's kind of like I don't want to say cringe, but just every time I see it, it's just weird how they're natives, but they're all just a bunch of regular looking like Americans or like that became natives because of the end of the
Mhm.
world. So it's just like you have you have like you have like the old white man with all the like get up of a native or whatnot. It just looks so funny to me. It's just like eh, you know. But
Not buying it.
yeah, it's just like I said, it is interesting because that's it makes sense that it would turn that way because the world ended with in you're on American soil, what used to be America. So it is interesting to see that, but I don't know. Just the gameplay loop is just like I said. I'm gonna get through it though. I think I can get through it. It's just when I have to like tell myself, okay, I have to take time to play that, you know,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
whatnot.
Yeah, just like you did with Days Gone.
Exactly. Days Gone, like it's easy to stop playing that game, but once you get a rhythm, that game, the deeper you get into that game, the better it gets. And I already talked about that, enough in the last couple episodes. So I don't need to talk
Mhm.
about it any further. But I definitely want to prepare for the sequel to Horizon. I definitely want to be all over that because I have a feeling it's gonna be like seeing and they said people are noticed that a lot of Horizon promotional materials have been coming out after this
Yeah,
buyout after they mentioned this buyout. So it's definitely not a mistake that they showed the whole story gameplay trailer, and graphically
absolutely.
it's looking amazing. Like if you look at part one and look at what they did with this one, it's just like wow, like this game is gonna look fire. Even if it's running at 30 frames per second on PS4, it's gonna still look great for
Mhm.
obviously
Definitely.
I'll be playing it on PS5, and I'm excited for it because it's like there's not many PS5 exclusives, and even though it's on PS4 too, but getting they said I think they built two versions of it, so I think you're gonna get some cool effects and cool things happening on the PS5. So I'm excited to see that. I want to finish the story before I get there, so it's not just I don't have to watch it on a YouTube video of it, whatnot,
That's
because
true. That's
it's
true.
like that takes away, so I like I said I'll get there. It's just that like I know I was playing yesterday while I think was it yesterday while you were streaming, and I'm like these side quests come up, and then there's so much talking in the side quests. I just find myself not caring about the world as much as I wish I did. You know what I mean? I just don't care about the world that much. I think that's what it is. It's like gameplay is all right. It's decent. I like doing the traps. When you see the metal monsters going into your traps, and people, and them blowing up, and doing a crazy fight and dodging and rolling and doing, shooting your bow, like it can be, pretty addictive in that respect. But the rest of the
Mhm.
world building,
Mhm.
I think that's my problem. I just don't care about that world that much, and it's like I don't know why I can't get into it. I care about the story, like her finding out her connection to the past events that caused the end of the world, and that unfolding. That to me has been really interesting, like as it unfolds. But the little squabbles that are happening amongst the people, it's just like meh. And trust me, you know me. You know me. I'm very open minded when it
Yes.
comes to game. I'm not closed minded at all when it comes to stories. When it comes to gameplay,
Mhm.
I'm very neutral when it comes to like video games. Like I don't have I play games everywhere. I'm not a fanboy. I mean, I do think that Sony studios are better than Xbox, but I don't hate Xbox. It's like I want them to come out with some fire games, things that are like, when I go on Game Pass that I know like that, I can only play this game here or whatever. It's like, or whatever. It doesn't even matter if I can play it multiple places. It's like just give me cool games from your studios. That's all I care about. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
just want to play
exactly.
shit. Have fun
That's how I'm feeling.
experiences.
Yeah.
So and then there's a lot. And next month is gonna be crazy because you have Horizon, you have Dying Light, you have what's the one we just talked about? Elden Ring,
Elden Ring. Yeah, it was at the tip of my tongue.
amongst a bunch of other shit. So it's like those three games right there are just
Mhm.
like I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I guess I don't. Yeah, because then I mean I'll probably play whatever comes out first and then and then just mix around my time. But I'll probably try to get through Horizon as fast as possible. Like that's probably gonna be the one game, and then Elden Ring. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just stream that. I don't know. That one, like do like Demon Souls and just get frustrated. It take 4 months
Throw on
to
some
finish
Final
it.
Fantasy music
I know,
to beat
right?
that ass.
I gotta say, I did have a lot of fun with as frustrating as it was. Demon Souls really is a masterclass in like game design, and then because they fixed the graphics, it was just like it was really cool. It was fun, as difficult as it was. Once you got your groove and you learn the monsters, like that's why I finally got why people really love these games. And it's just like it is
Mhm.
rewarding. It's
Mhm.
super rewarding. And if they take that, now this is like the epitome, the magnum opus of everything, From Software has created. I'm really excited to see what Elden Ring brings. As much as I know it's going to be frustrating, but still, I'm excited to see what it
Yes.
brings, and hopefully it's something I can stick with and not be super frustrated on dying over and over again. Or hopefully dying
Mm-hmm.
over and over again will be more optional. Like meaning like, like maybe you have to really, maybe some of the main story is not as hard as like, bosses you have to find later for better items, stuff like that. Like that I could see happening. So we'll see. Because everyone's
We'll
crying
see
about,
how
oh,
it
there needs to
goes.
be easy mode. Maybe they designed it in such a way that easy mode will just be the main story or some shit. You know what I mean? Like the main path. And it's easy to veer off the path. Probably not, but
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I can't wait to watch you play and die.
Me?
Yes.
You gotta play Sekiro. I told you Sekiro is a
Oh,
music
that's
game.
true.
It's a rhythm game.
Sekiro is a rhythm game. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's what they say because I think if you pay attention to like I guess like the timing, it's almost like a rhythm or whatever, the way the bosses will. I never really tried it or looked into it, but that's what's said, and you're the rhythm queen, so
I'm gonna have to check it out then.
hey, it's possible. Maybe that'll be your new game. You'll be like blindfolded, any percent gameplay, and that's gonna be your main game now.
Like that's it. Yeah, blindfolded, controlling with my feet.
Oh, put a camera on your feet. Oh man, that's it. It's over. It's a wrap. We rich, baby. We're gonna be rich out here. Anyway, I think it's time.
Time.
I think it's time to say goodbye to the people. Do you hear that?
I hear it now.
Okay. Anyway. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, Fefer, for being on the podcast with me again. This one was very simple, straightforward. But yeah, we'll be back next week. With some more game news and things to talk about. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to continue streaming. I was thinking about it, but I think I changed my mind.
Oh, okay. That works too.
So, any last words? Anything you want to say before we head off for the night?
Have a good weekend.
Talk louder.
Nothing so crazy. Have a good weekend. Check out the Bay. # Bay.
McDowell's and get the Big Mick.
McDowell's.
Anyway, thank you, Canadian. Thank you, Legato, if you're still there. Thank you, Ezra, and anybody else lingering in the background there. I appreciate you. And Adam. Thank you, Adam. And we'll see you on the next one. All right.